their home white uniforms. Wake Forest will be wearing their visiting black. For Duke, it'll be Jackson, Donovan, Mair, Richardson, and Brown wins the tip. Mair has it. For Wake Forest, it'll be Harrison, Conley, Williams, Scruggs, and Coles. Here's Kennedy Brown, number 42. Duke has been so good at Cameron Indoor, and as I say that, the first turnover of the game will go against Richardson.
One of the things Coach Lawson has talked to us about is getting better at taking care of the basketball.
There's the Wake Forest lineup: Harrison, Conley, Williams, Scruggs, and Malaya Coles.
Both teams coming out man-to-man. Both these teams really hang their hat on their defense. Wake Forest does a great job defending the three-point line. Last game against Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets shot 1 for 13 from long range. Duke shoots the three really well, averaging over 6 a game. We'll see how they fare tonight against this Wake Forest defense.
Great job by our outstanding crew, pointing out 3 straight 46-point games that you've held the opposition to. It's worth mentioning their last game at Pitt. Pitt only scored 38, well below their average.
And when you play Duke, you have to find ways to score. And you just saw in that overplay, miscommunication. Thought there was going to be a back cut. There wasn't one. Threw the ball out of bounds. But you've got to use dribble entries. You've got to use post entries. You've got to find a way to beat the pressure.
Jackson, Donovan, Mair, Richardson, and Brown, the starters for Duke. Extra step, so 2 turnovers. Megan Jebbia in her second season had a big time first season, still looking though for her first win on the road in the ACC.
Yeah, winningest first year coach in Wake Forest history. Had some big wins last season against Louisville, against Florida State, got to the 3rd round of the ACC tournament, and she's got a long history in college basketball. She was an assistant at Marist for a long time. Every year to the NCAA tournament, played in the Sweet 16. She's no stranger to success.
Wake Forest looking for the first basket of the game. It's too long. Brown gets it. Duke has had 2 kind of unforced turnovers to start the game. A little stop and pop from Richardson. Man, she makes that elbow shot look really pretty.
She has just been the staple of the Duke team this year on both sides of the ball. The junior transfer from Georgia has taken a much bigger role this year for Duke and has really stepped into those shoes and doing incredibly well, averaging over an 11.5 a game.
Yep, leads the team, one of 3 players for Duke, averaging in double figures. Okananwa and Mair, the other 2. Okananwa doing most of it off the bench with efficient minutes.
Look how hard it is to even make the next pass against the Duke defense. And what they want you to do is take a contested outside shot, and that's exactly what's happening.
Kara Lawson, her 4th season, nice record, 60-28, but her message has been consistent. They want to be disruptive times a million.
She's certainly coached this defense up, and she's one of 3 Division I women's basketball coaches to play in a Final Four, win an Olympic gold medal, and win a WNBA championship. She's basketball royalty.
Yeah, she really is. You wonder when she's done if she's going to turn into a referee in a national championship game too, because she's done everything else.
I'd bet no.
I think you're right. Here's Brown. Mair, play, wide open Donovan. Now that's how you call an inbounds play right there, Coach.
It's great execution. You got Taina Mair coming off the stagger, and she draws a defender, and she finds the freshman Jaden Donovan under the basket. And you get to see Duke how well they share the basketball, assisting on over 55% of their made field goals.
Pretty much been that way from day one. Mair gets her hands in there, Brown as well. Look at that last inbounds play, is fantastic.
Up to the high post, there's the stagger screen, there's the curl by Taina Mair. She draws 2 defenders, and she's just got tremendous vision, dishes to the freshman for an easy finish.
Well, that was just as beautiful the second time around.
Taina Mair, she's a transfer from Boston College. She was on the all-freshman team last season, led their team, and is just doing it here for Duke, having a great season in a Blue Devil uniform. You just look at this denial defense, and that's a good option. Try to take the bigger Kennedy Brown off the dribble. Another turnover for Duke.
Yeah, that one was unfortunate because Donovan had tipped it to herself to go get it, and just got unlucky. Wow, that's big time defense coming there from Ashlyn Jackson.
Ashlyn Jackson so good on the ball. Another player this season you see just stepping up and playing a bigger role for Duke. She can play 1 through 4 on the defensive and offensive end. She knows the game from all those positions. She's such a valuable asset for the Blue Devils.
Brown, quick pass to Donovan. And I'm calling a foul on Brown.
You got an illegal screen on Kennedy Brown, and that's yet another turnover on this Blue Devil team. And Coach Lawson saying they had the bye week, you know, and is that a good thing? Do you get rest? What does that mean? And she said they've really tried to work on their execution and cleaning up the turnovers. They have 4 already, Dean.
So Claire Emsbo is going to come in for Brown. Emsbo has blocked a lot of shots. Also in what I would call limited minutes. She usually gets a decent amount of time, but that's going to go a turnover, traveling and come back to Duke as Wake Forest still looking for their first point of the game here. It's just 4-0.
Coles at 6'3", now with Brown on the bench with 2 fouls, and Emsbo has to come in. That gives a little more leeway perhaps to Demon Deacons under the basket. Let's see if they can capitalize on it while Kennedy Brown is on the bench.
Emsbo trying to get big, good defense, double teamed, and she'll turn it over.
This is just a turnover fest, Dean.
Yeah, Kara Lawson not happy at all as she was talking to the bench. First 3 of the game is in as Conley, the junior from Tennessee, Baylor School, hits it.
She shoots 37%. She's made 26. That's her 27th on the season. She's got a good looking shot from long range.
Only 7 points as we are at the halfway point of the first quarter. Donovan, like she took an extra step, and it's a turnover. These are kind of rare turnovers, different kind of turnovers from Duke, and it goes back to what you talked about, having that time off maybe. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, the time off is a double-edged sword. Sometimes it works on your behalf unless you rest, but this is not the same Duke team we saw against Florida State or Virginia Tech.
Tremendous job. Down low is Coles, and Wake 5 unanswered. They have a 1-point lead. Jackson, the back of the rim, and they're going to call a foul against Richardson. Slow start for both teams with lots of turnovers. Wake with a 1-point lead.
Want a drink without the booze? Sprouts is shaking things up. This is the
competitors you're ever going to find. Kara Lawson, as you see Wake Forest with all 5 of their points off of turnovers, and Kara Lawson is fired up.
Turnovers have been a problem for Duke, but they've turned the ball over 6 times in the first 5.5 minutes, and you can't come into a game against an opponent who's at the bottom of the league and just assume they're going to roll over, and that's what she's saying to her team. I don't care who you're playing, you play the same regardless of the opponent.
So off the timeout and a fiery message from Kara Lawson. Wake Forest inbounds. They deal with the press. Way too early to call for an upset alert, but a decent start here by Wake Forest, made better by that 3 as Conley's hit 2 threes.
She can shoot it. Duke's got to do a good job knowing where she is, getting a hand in her face, and a good closeout.
There was neither on both of her threes. Not a hand in the face or a closeout. Off a turnover and a foul. And not exactly, I don't think, how Coach Lawson thought her team was going to respond.
And in the passing lane, just throwing the ball to the opponent. We see great hands by Harrison. And the turnovers continue for Duke.
Good look there at Megan Jebbia. Graduated from Towson in '94. Kara Lawson with the arms crossed. It was 4-0, 10 unanswered for Wake Forest.
Wake Forest.
Oh, my. Oh, Okananwa is into the game now, number 5, so. Where was that pass?
Duke is just out of sync right now, but here comes the freshman Oluchi Okananwa, and she's second in scoring, first in rebounding, but she only plays 22 minutes a game because she is just energy in a bottle. She comes in and makes an immediate impact. Wake Forest able to feed the post again without Kennedy Brown right now. They're attacking the rim.
Yeah, Cable, who I think was inside the restricted area, tabbed with a charge. Let's see here. Coles.
Just a nice feed to the post. See Scruggs go to the rim and get herself to the free throw line. Wake Forest shoots 74% from the free throw line. I mean, Duke shoots 73, but Wake very good from the charity stripe.
Scruggs misses the second. Donovan with the rip and run. Okananwa.
Wake now in a little bit of a zone look, mixing up their defense as Okananwa from long range can't connect. Long range can't connect.
Good rebound by Wake Forest. Coles. Three-pointer wide open and nothing but the bottom of the net for Harrison, the grad student from Baldwin, New York.
Harrison had 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. She didn't turn the ball over in that Georgia Tech game. Really nice stat line. She's a really steady player. Wake's continuing in the zone. Another turnover, and this is getting out of hand.
Missed underneath the basket, and then a foul as Emsbo hits the arm of Williams.
Duke right now just throwing the ball to Wake Forest in the weak side of the zone. Anticipation and the pick. Conley to the rim. She's unable to finish. But the hustle by Williams to come clean it up and get herself to the free throw line. Right now, Dean, Duke has taken 5 shots, and they've turned the ball over on their other 9 possessions.
Wow. Missing both, though. That's huge right there. Duke needs to find a bucket and then a stop. They almost turned it over again, though, as Mair tried to force it to Emsbo. Mair, good little move. And she's going to turn it over.
Duke offense just out of sync right now, and they're going to extend their defense and try to create a little offense with their defense. They're great at forcing turnovers. Duke typically the team that forces you out of your rhythm, but right now Wake Forest making things difficult for the Blue Devils.
Redshirt freshman Katie Diebel from Australia into the game. Of the 9 turnovers, I feel like 6 of them have been unforced. Down low, pretty good pass. A little bit of position. That's a nice turn. Smooth move by Williams.
And everything we said about the Duke defense in the beginning of the game, there's just no fire out there right now. They are just disjointed. They need to get out of this quarter and regroup. Credit Wake Forest coming into Cameron. Little zone continuing. They're getting deflections. That's how you beat the zone. Get that ball to the high post. Great cut by the freshman Delaney Thomas. Nice pass to Oluchi Okananwa for the lay-in.
You said it, the cut and pass from number 12, Thomas. Finding Okananwa. Here's Williams taking on Emsbo. Can't make it. Rebound underneath. Ripped out of there by Mair. And then Mair is fouled.
I like the aggressiveness on the boards, though, by Coles. She's going to get a little breather right now. And freshman Madison Jordan, she's from Morrisville. She's a local kid, too, Panther Creek High School.
Play some good basketball in the state of North Carolina. 16-6. It was 4-0 Duke. Emsbo was open for a moment. Okananwa, shot clock at 8. And Okananwa's drive draws a foul. Wake Forest, half their points have come off of Duke turnovers, half of them. That explains kind of the reaction we saw from Kara Lawson during that timeout.
Well, typically it's so hard to score against Duke. You don't want to play a half-court game with Duke because it's too hard to score, but Duke right now is just handing the ball to Wake Forest, making it easy for them.
Emsbo. Get out of here, says Elise Williams, as she's living up to the hype.
Talked about all the things she can do in the open, but we didn't talk about her ability to block shots.
The Australian for 3. It's 19-6. I honestly cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. And Debbie, I really believe Duke is going to shake this off, but they got to be careful.
Well, Wake Forest is not a bad team. They've had some close losses. They're just struggling to get that first ACC win. They came into Cameron. They're not afraid. Coach Lawson sent assistant coach Karen Lang over to talk to the team during that timeout, and we'll see if Duke's able to calm down a little bit and settle in as Oluchi Okananwa operating from the top of the key.
Yeah, great job pointing that out, Debbie Taylor, because clearly that last, for lack of a better word, blow up didn't work for Duke. So I like, that's why you've got assistant coaches, right?
Well, Coach Lawson has one of the most seasoned, talented assistant coaching staffs in the country with Karen Middleton, Tia Jackson, and Carol Lang. Years and years of assistant coaching and head coaching experience to rely on. That's a great coaching staff.
Another turnover as throwing it away there was Richardson. Richardson tries to get it back as it goes off of Harrison.
I mean, when was the last time we saw Duke only score 6 points in a quarter?
I can't remember, and they've got 10 turnovers, double-digit turnovers, and we're just 45 seconds into the second quarter. There's a long 3, and yes! Wake Forest with a 3. Madison Jordan, the freshman, as you mentioned, from Morrisville, North Carolina.
Jordan, the 4th Demon Deacon to get in the long-range games. And Dean, sometimes these local kids play really well when they come to Cameron. You didn't recruit me, let me show you what I got.
Great point. Tough shot along the baseline. Donovan with the rebound.
And that's how you get back in this game. You do the dirty work. The freshman showing how she can get it done on the glass. The easy putback.
Captain Obvious, Duke has to get a stop here. (22-8) as Duke has been outscored 22-4. Yeah, good pressure there from Donovan.
And that's what Duke needs. They need to turn up the heat defensively, more pressure on the ball, get in those passing lanes, keep the ball on one side of the floor, not let their offense, though, dictate their defense.
Donovan listed at 6 feet, literally plays like she's 6'7". Like Okananwa, an unbelievable engine.
Donovan often defending a post player on the other team.
Wow, another turnover, trying to send it all the way across the court, right into the hands of Wake Forest.
And that's Reagan Richardson, their leader. Okananwa is going to get called for that foul. There's Wake Forest in this zone, and Reagan Richardson tries to skip it across, but it's the second time now that skip pass has been picked off, this time by Riley Thurkoff. She's from New Jersey. She scored 2,482 points in high school. That's a lot of points, Dean.
It is a lot of points. Just a rookie out of New Jersey. Kara Lawson, hands in the pockets. Earlier, arms were folded. Williams has got a decent little handle. Verikov blocked by Mair, and a shot clock violation. That is Duke right there.
That's more like it. That's more like it. Great ball pressure right there to contest that shot. Shots taken late in the shot clock. Good defensive possession by Duke.
Okananwa, Thomas, now Mair. Okananwa is open behind the three-point line, in front of the rim. Okananwa gets her own rebound and then travels. All right, Debbie Taylor, help me out here. I know in your coaching days, everything always went perfect. You never had any issues, but on the rare instance that it didn't, when something like this, like how did you deal with it? Because there's plenty of time, but do you remember like the little steps you would take?
Yeah, you just have to stay calm. You have to stay calm as a coach, and you have to stay calm as a player and just whittle away at this and do it one possession at a time. But you've got to bring more energy on the defensive end. That's Duke's bread and butter, creating offense with defense, taking the opponent out of rhythm. Wake Forest has just gotten too many good looks at long range. Another great slip to the basket.
Rebound, though, from Duke. Tremendous answer, Debbie. Thank you. There's Mair off the backboard and then off the rim, getting down on the ground. This is Duke hustle right here. Let's see if it results in a bucket. That would be huge. The crowd would like it, too. Nice move from Richardson up and in, and they've cut the lead to 12.
Yeah, when you need a bucket, Reagan Richardson is your girl. Wake Forest has done a nice job of limiting Duke in transition. We know how good they are when they can get out and run.
Duke 5 of 14 from the floor. Wake Forest 7 of 14.
Kennedy Brown still on the bench with 2 fouls.
Williams, that's good defense from Mair as she got a hip check from Williams. Williams didn't like that call.
Talked about Elise Williams in the open, and she leans in with her shoulder and bumps T. Mair. And there's the offensive foul. Officials all over that one. Wake Forest is going to stay in that zone. Why not, Dean? It's been working.
Yeah. Thomas back to Mair. Donovan looking for Okananwa on the back cut, decides to shoot it instead. And Donovan gets the rebound, and Duke is fouled.
Love the energy Donovan plays with, and I love how she just has a nose for the ball when it goes up on the rim. It's a great job on the offensive glass. That's what Duke needs right now, some hustle plays, a couple extra offensive rebounds, a couple loose balls.
Emsbo, boy, Wake has done a really good job keeping Emsbo really far away from the rim. Mair's shot, shooter's touch, in, and they've cut the lead to 10.
Wake's done a good job keeping the crowd out of this so far. They're starting to like what they see, though.
6-0 run for Duke. Good defense from Mair. Probably don't talk enough about her defense, too. Donovan. Emsbo. Mair's open from 3. And that won't fall.
She loves that side of the floor, though, Dean, doesn't she?
She does.
She's been knocking them down all year.
Wake Forest has gone almost 5 minutes without a bucket. That ends right there. Tremendous shot by Andrews. Go ahead, Debbie.
Well, Wake's doing a great job slipping out of those ball screens and then feeding the player that slips, and then that great cross-court pass to a wide-open three-point shooter, and continuing 6 for 6 from long range.
Yeah, 3 of them from the same spot, that far corner from our spot here in the crow's nest at Cameron Indoor. Okananwa for three, yes. Good answer.
Okananwa, she shoots 39% from long range, filling it up when her team needs it most.
Okananwa, the leading scorer for Duke at 5. Conley with 2 threes leads Wake. Wake has had everybody score out of 9 players except 1. Donovan with the rebound. Donovan, that's 5 rebounds for Donovan. Okananwa.
Duke trying to get the transition game going, but good job by Wake to get back, and another Blue Devil turnover.
Emsbo's got to come and meet that ball.
Donovan, guarding Scruggs down there.
Little fake, but an extra step with it. Wake Forest has been red hot, particularly from that spot. They made 3 from that corner spot. Okananwa gives a 3 back, and Duke trails by 10. Jebbia had 17 wins last year. That's the most for a first-year coach. However, she did not get an ACC road win last year and has not got one this year.
And that first one is a tough one, right? You got to get the monkey off your back. But right now, things looking pretty good here in Cameron Indoor. The last place you would expect to get your first road win.
Duke going to try to take advantage of the fact that Wake Forest has 6 turnovers in the last 6 minutes and 19 seconds, and Duke has the ball with a chance to cut it to 8, maybe 7. Okananwa flash, then cuts back. There's Mair. Make it 7. Mair with a big 3.
She loves those corners. Good patience by Duke. Little play off the whiteboard out of the timeout. Didn't get what they wanted. Went to the next option. Mair in the corner.
Mair now 2 for 5 from the floor. Good job getting down on the ground was Thomas. Extra pass. Run it. Oh, and missed. Okananwa sometimes just gets going a little too fast for her own body, and that was the case right there.
That's exactly what Duke needs to get back in this game. The loose ball, get on the floor, win the hustle plays, get out in transition.
Yeah, it was all about Duke turnovers early, but now Wake Forest has 11 turnovers, just 2 less than Duke. 24 turnovers combined. And a travel. Good defense from Thomas.
Oh, the Duke pressure really starting to pick up. But you see this drive here by Harrison. She gets called for a travel. She gets bumped in there. The Wake Forest staff wanted a foul.
Okananwa. I agree with the Wake Forest staff right there. That did not look like a travel to me. It looked like a foul on Duke.
It's a tough one. Duke trying to find a way to score against this matchup zone.
Debo out there with Scruggs, Conley, Harrison, and Andrews for the Demon Deacons.
Blue Devils switching on the perimeter. Feed the post, Wake. They've been doing it all night.
Wake Forest will go to the line to shoot 2. Wake Forest just 3 for 6 from the line. Donovan and Okananwa, along with Thomas, Jackson, and Mair.
On Scruggs, 49% free throw shooter, gets that one to fall. She's only 5'10". Boy, she plays pretty big in the post. She's a graduate student. She is the record holder of games played in a Wake Forest uniform. Tonight is her 140th game in that uniform.
Yeah, she's been a part of some good teams. I remember when Conti was there before she transferred to UCLA. She played with her a year or 2. She was one of the best players, I thought, at the time in the league.
Jules Spear was great for Wake Forest. They've had some really great players over the years.
Mair, good pass to Donovan. Donovan using the basket for a bucket.
And another way to score against his zone is get behind it. And the back line's got to sit on top of Jaden Donovan. They lost her. That's a great pass.
Shot clock is off. 16 seconds. You have to wait against Duke because they can fly the other way. Now they'll go. It's at 5 seconds. Driving to the basket, little leaner. And Donovan looked like she was fouled to go out of bounds. 0.9 seconds.
It's a catch and shoot right here, Dean. You got to assume it's going to be a lob.
Good defense by Okananwa. Karoom shortly followed by Kara Lawson. And I think a little bit of foreshadowing, I think, showing number 42. She's now on defensive duties. And here it is. Kennedy Brown delivers.
But I like the play call out of the half to go right at Kennedy Brown. See if he can pick up her third.
Brown drops it to Mair. Brown gets it back and is tied up. Brown did not like that call. It'll stay, though, with Duke.
Well, if you're Kennedy Brown and you've sat over there as long as she has in this game, you come into the game and you are just ready to go.
Donovan dropped it, but Mair was there to clean it up. They know what the shot clock is. You hear Jackson telling Mair 5 seconds. Quick pass here. They're going to have to force a shot. Oh, good drop. What a drop to Donovan right as the shot clock expires.
Wow, and Wake comes out in man-to-man defense, and that's Reagan Richardson. So smart. Beautiful assist.
The lead is cut to 5. That looked like a foul to me.
Here you see with 3-2-1 on the shot clock, Richardson with the pretty drop pass. And I wonder if it got off in time, but the official said it did. Jaden.
No, it did. It was .1, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, right there. It was a close call. Great play with the shot clock winding down.
Williams. Harrison, Coles, Conley, Williams, and Scruggs out there for Wake Forest. There's Kennedy Brown making a difference again.
She's so good at protecting the rim, and I think for Wake Forest to be successful, Elise Williams is going to have to get more involved in the game on the offensive end. She's going to need more touches.
Scruggs called for the foul against Mair. Duke going to the free throw line for the first time today. And that's so rare, right? Because Donovan attacks the basket. Of course, Brown is around there. Okananwa attacks the basket. Everybody attacks the basket on this Duke team.
Mair, I mean, they shoot free throws incredibly well. We said it's 73%, and they get to the line frequently.
And the lead has been cut to 3.
That allows them to set up their full court press.
If you joined us late, Duke led this game 4-0 and then found themselves down by as many as 16 in the first half. They have cut the lead to 3 here, just 2 minutes into the third. Backdoor cut, met at the basket.
Great denial defense by Duke. Shot clock's going off.
And it'll be a shot clock violation.
Duke defense coming out of the half. I mean, looking like the Duke defense we know, Dean.
Well, and the crowd's starting to get into it now. We are starting to see a lot of the crowd standing up at the right time, recognizing the response that Duke has made here to start the second half. Good cut from Mair. Mair. Jackson. Right back to Mair. Mair wide open. Yes, and the lead is just 1.
Wake goes back to that zone, and Zook able to address their issues against the zone at the half. And that was a great weak side cut by Taina Mair to get that offensive possession going.
Megan Jebbia has no interest in waiting 2 minutes and 25 seconds longer. She calls a timeout as Duke making a statement, down just 1 against Wake Forest.
Want a drink without the booze?
Much calmer Kara Lawson, the head coach of the Duke Blue Devils. Remember, Duke only scored 6 points in the first quarter, but they have all 6 points here in the third.
And down 16, as you pointed out, at one point in the game, Dean, down 10 at the half. And within 3.5 minutes, they have made this a 1-point game. So clearly the Blue Devils got the message in the locker room.
So after the timeout for Wake Forest, saw the back cut first time, second one met at the rim. Richardson with a tremendous block. Brown smart with the ball. Mair. Jackson back down to Brown. Brown gonna try to get big here. Turnover from Brown's got to be stronger.
That's Scruggs. I love how big Scruggs, 5'10" graduate student, playing against 6'6" graduate student Kennedy Brown, getting deflections.
Well said. Good answer for 3. What a great timeout by the second-year head coach for Wake Forest.
7 for 8 now, Dean, from long range.
That's amazing. Good pass to Brown, and Brown has it up and in. It's her first 2 points of the game.
That is a great feed by Taina Mair, and you talk about ways to beat the zone. She just dove from that high post, and Taina Mair, beautiful delivery.
Caught a lot of games this year with the talented Debbie Taylor, and I will tell you from day one, she pointed out, yes, they've got a lot of great defense, a lot of great speed, but you said from the beginning, Duke will go as far as Kennedy Brown will take them.
She's got to be a force in the paint, as we see foul pick. Cameron goes a little crazy on that one, but Kennedy Brown is such a big factor for Duke, and you watch her defender steps up and she reads it and she makes that basket cut. Taina Mair with a nice bounce pass and finds her. Kennedy Brown needs to give Duke 10 to 12 points, 7 to 8 rebounds a game for them to be really successful this year.
Great look. Producer Caleb Waters, Jamie Carr, and Will Black getting it done on replay. It's 30 to 28. Back into Brown. Brown, yes, she's tied it. 30 to 30. Duke and Wake Forest.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to feed the big girl, and Coles at 6'3", the best matchup for her on the floor, but that lob pass, she's not getting her hands on that.
Donovan draws the travel as Andrews took an extra step. Donovan is beyond strong. I mean, she is superhuman strong with 0 body fat.
He's such an athletic build. Little pressure for Wake Forest, full court, and the tip by Donovan doesn't go.
I felt like Donovan was still rising on that tip, and Harrison with a carry. Didn't like that call.
You don't see that very often.
You don't.
I mean, she clearly did it, but here she comes in transition, and she did a little hesitation dribble, and she let that ball rise up in her palm. But I mean, not a whistle that we often hear.
Especially in the women's game. There's Mair. That's how Duke was playing in the first half. They were just throwing it to the team in the wrong uniform, and that's what they did just there.
You said, Dean, unforced turnovers like that one. Taina Mair usually does such a great job taking care of the basketball. See if Wake can capitalize on it.
Wake Forest, 3 turnovers in the last 2 minutes. That looked like it traveled. Doesn't matter. Brown has it anyway. Brown has been outstanding here in the third quarter. Jackson all the way to the basket. Little runner up and in for an and one.
And that's what was missing in the first half for Duke. When the Blue Devils can get out in transition, they are so hard to beat. And Ashlyn Jackson runs the floor, attacks the basket, lays it in with the contact. Duke by 2.
Want a drink without the booze? Sprouts is shaking things up. This is the day.
2 fouls within the first 4 minutes, went to the bench. Wake outscored Duke 19-6 in that first quarter. However, it's been Duke 12-3 in the third quarter.
And you think about what was missing for Duke in the first half, other than ball security, it was post play, easy buckets around the rim, and their transition offense as we see Ashlyn Jackson get out and attack the rim, and now she's going to the free throw line to finish the three-point play.
(32-30), a 7-0 run over the last 155 for Duke, and they lead it by 3. That's out of bounds. That's going to be 5 turnovers in the last 2 minutes and 16 seconds for Wake Forest.
And this is the Duke team we're used to seeing, the one that just gets you all out of sync and out of rhythm. And right now, Wake Forest is struggling to get a good shot, struggling to take care of the ball.
Brown out there with Richardson, Okananwa, Donovan, and Jackson. Jackson, step back, yes.
Nice patience on offense by Duke. They love to use Kennedy Brown in that pinch post, cutting off of her. Such a good passer.
Andrews, Harrison, Conley, Williams, and Jordan out there for Wake Forest.
Kennedy Brown switching on that screen onto Elise Williams, and Elise Williams doesn't really take advantage of it, throws up another tough shot.
Give Brown credit for disrupting that shot. It was Jackson there for the rebound. A 9-0 run, and Brown is fouled.
Yeah, that's Madison Jordan, the freshman. She's trying to push Kennedy Brown up the lane, which is what you want to do, get her away from the basket, but you just can't shove her in the back like that.
So Scruggs is going to come back in for Madison Jordan. Jordan, the freshman from Morrisville, North Carolina, will have a seat on the bench. Jackson, a heat check, 3.
That is a great read on defense. What do you do when your defense goes under the stagger screen? You fade it, and you're wide open, and she knocks it down. Here comes Duke.
The lead is now 8. Great defense from Duke. And they'll say out of bounds. Thought maybe Duke hit it out of bounds, but it'll come back to Duke. Jackson with that heat check.
Jackson's defender goes under the screen. She steps back and fades it, and that's smart basketball. Watch your defender, read the defense, go where they don't. She gets a wide open shot, Dean.
Sophomore from China, Texas. Around Christmas time, she had some fans that made the drive all the way from Texas to see her here at Cameron Indoor.
She's really stepped up this season into a much bigger role, but plugged a big hole when Vanessa DeJesus, the only player on the roster that's been with Coach Lawson all 4 years, went out with a knee injury to start the season. She was the most seasoned point guard they had. So several people have had to come in and play the point, Ashlyn Jackson being one of them.
Jackson has the last 8. This time Richardson attacks the basket.
And just when you thought she was going to get trapped, she finds a way out, finds Richardson.
Front of the rim, rebound Okananwa. Okananwa flying right now. Duke flying right now. They lead it by 10.
So from a 10-point halftime deficit to a 10-point lead, that's going to be offense.
It is. I don't totally mind it though. I like the mentality here of Brown.
That's much smaller Harrison getting position, and Brown just leans in. Harrison. Officials go with Harrison on that one, and Brown's like, what do you want me to do? And she picks up her 3rd foul. That brings Jordan Wood, no, Delaney Thomas, the freshman, into the game. Delaney Thomas has been quite an impressive freshman. She averages over 5 points a game, almost 4 rebounds. Really smart player, Dean. Really good defensively.
She's called for the foul there. Thomas is long and wiry. I like her too. 6'3" freshman from Charlestown, West Virginia.
She only plays 18 minutes a game, but they're always 18 really good minutes.
Always. That'll end a 14-0 run from the Duke Blue Devils. 14 unanswered before Williams hits those two.
Williams, we said she had a double-double last game. 4 points today after having 23 and 11 against Georgia Tech. Blue Devils have done a nice job making it difficult for her to score. Back in the zone.
Okananwa. And Okananwa just scored the 3, gets the rebound. She's like Roadrunner, beep beep. She can just fly. Thomas dribbles herself into a little bit of trouble, gets bailed out by Scruggs.
The Blue Devils starting to heat up behind the arc. It was Wake in the first half, but in the second half, Oluchi Okananwa, the freshman from long range.
She's got 2 threes. Jackson has 1, and Mair has 1.
Thomas 2 for 2. She's a 70% free throw shooter.
Jackson's going to get a round of applause from the Duke fans. There'll be a lot of them here on Sunday when the Tar Heels make the, 9-mile drive? Not even that, maybe. Scruggs. Well, you get the feeling Williams wouldn't mind ISOing every time. She's got that ability for Wake Forest.
You really want to see her have more touches, but Duke making it so difficult. Another deflection. I mean, Duke right now, their defense, like you say, Dean, disruptive defensively. That's what Coach Lawson wants, and they are disrupting the Wake Forest offense right now.
Different looking Kara Lawson here in the second half.
She was a little fired up when, her team came out and was just throwing the ball all over the gym, and she really said how much over the bye week they took the time to work on things and get better at taking care of the ball, because she's been concerned about their turnovers and she wanted it to be a focus. And she said, turnovers are a byproduct of execution and decision making, and it was really, what they focused on in addition to really just sharpening fundamental defense. Defense starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, really good. Diving on the ground, boxing out, handling the high screen, backdoor cuts.
And the ability to switch 1 through 5 can make it hard for any team.
Donovan got a piece of that.
I mean, you can just see Wake is having a hard time even passing the ball and the over dribbling. And here comes the attack, and Donovan skies for that. Ends up going off her head. We got 1.7 on the shot clock. Up it goes.
So shot clock violation with 46 seconds remaining here in the third. A big time third, part of a 19-2 run, as Cable will come back in.
Duke scored 6 points in the first quarter, 20 points in the first half, and now 25 in the third quarter, Dean. I mean, it's been quite an interesting game.
Well, that was a great shot of the calm Kara Lawson. She was so animated that the second time out, after completely losing her mind, she just handed the clipboard to her coaching staff.
That's the great part about having such an experienced coaching staff. Karen Lang, she's a 25-year veteran of the game, doing an assistant at Georgia, Virginia Tech, Kansas, Charlotte. She played in the Final Four at Iowa. Talk about coaching experience, calming factor.
So well said, as always, by one of the best in the business, Debbie Taylor. Final seconds here, good defense, good pick up there by Thomas, and they don't even get off a shot. A spectacular third quarter, including a 19-2 run. And how about our cameramen, Matt McCullough, Billy Donnelly, Philip Robinson, Chris Tebow, Chris Metzloff, Luke Nelson, giving us some great looks at this game. Cameron Indoor, I started the show telling you it's hard to beat any game, anytime at Cameron Indoor, and I meant it, Debbie Taylor. It's so awesome to be here in the nest.
Well, it's really hard to beat our crew, too. They do a fantastic job. We are lucky, folks.
We are. Okananwa, so fast. Forgot the ball. Brown picks it up. Mair! And Mair missing the three.
I mean, the hustle by Duke right now, and this is what was missing in the first half. And you know, Duke's a very young team, one of the youngest in the country, and they are still continuing to and growing and learning. And when you play the team in the league that has not won a game, perhaps you come in and you underestimate the opponent. And what you learn as a young player is you show up every night for every game the same way.
Kennedy Brown, footwork and a handle, earning the whistle. I want to thank our A1 Robert Gray, Bug, Zachary Wilson. We've mentioned our producer Caleb Waters, Jamie Carr. The calmest man watching his daughter play basketball, Chad Latman, is part of the crew. Kat Kastner, David Harding, and then Will, no softball for Dean Black, also a key part of the show. There's Mair with a bucket.
That's the inbound plays we highlighted earlier. T. Mair on the curl cut off the stagger, takes it herself.
Williams misses. She has a great ability to create her own shot, but missed the shot.
Well, and if Wake's going to get back in this one, it's going to be on her shoulders. And I like that she took that shot early in the shot clock. Don't let Duke's defense set up. If you do not want to play a half-court game with Duke. Little 2-2-1 pressure from Wake. Jump ball.
Great to be alongside Debbie Taylor. I'm Dean Linke. It's been a fantastic year. Got one more game from Cameron Indoor. Later on, the Cavaliers will be in town.
We have had a lot of fun this year, haven't we, Dean?
It's been awesome.
It's been fun to watch them grow.
So much fun. I think we were, I was startled by what I saw here to start this, but pretty confident they would get it going. Unsbo gets tangled up. Jackson. Mair. Yes.
T. Mair knows how to create a shot. That subtle little step back. Get herself some separation. Wake trying to attack and transition again. There's the foul. I like the idea, though. Beat the Duke defense down the floor. Try to get a shot early in the shot clock. You let them set up defensively, it is so hard to get a good look at the basket.
Really enjoyed your breakdown on Mair. She's 50% from the field. 2 for 2 from the line. Has got 13 points as Wake Forest goes to the line and makes one. I feel like in addition to Brown, since I'm continuing to toot the horn of Debbie Taylor, you also pointed out what Mair was bringing over from Boston College early on. She's been solid all year long.
She's really filled a big void with the injury to Jesus. And you think about it, she made the all-freshman team in Boston College. She played almost 37 minutes a game. She averaged 11 points, 4.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, and 2 steals. I mean, what a stat line for a freshman.
That's the Jesus who you just saw right there. Wake Forest started 8 for 15, perfect 6 for 6 from 3, since 1 for 16. That is not going to get it done. Give Duke's defense a ton of credit, and to that matter, give Wake Forest a ton of credit for bringing that first half grit. They brought a lot of it.
They came into Cameron and they knocked down their first 6 threes. They took care of the ball. There's a nice passing right there.
Yeah, Debo with a wonderful pass.
Colts have been working hard all night. I mean, they've been working hard in the post. Taina Mair now just going to slow things down. Duke's in no hurry. The clock is their friend. A little high screen. Taina Mair working one-on-one, high off the glass. She's so good at using the top of the glass. Beautiful shot. Her ability to create her own shot, protect the ball, and then get over a taller player by using the top of the box on the backboard. Such body control. Only a sophomore, Dean.
Yeah, I actually think that Mair, when you think about Mair and what Deja Kelly is bringing in from North Carolina, a couple of those other guards, it is going to be a barn burner battle on Sunday.
And for Carolina, Alyssa Usby's just having such a great season. The first triple-double in program history, as Taina Mair's going to do it again.
Taina Mair.
And we didn't see this transition in the first half. There was no transition for Duke in the first half.
No, they were throwing it to the team in the black uniforms, as Mair now has 17. And another timeout for Wake Forest. With the score, Duke 53, Wake 36, led by Mair 17. Donovan's got 8, Okananwa's got 8, Jackson's got 8, Duke's got 53. They lead at 53-36.
Want a drink with
For Duke in the second half.
And Duke has only 25. Well, they have 25 total, and it's been that duo that has been putting points on the board as we've seen Taina Mair finding her way to the rim, and Ashlyn Jackson, all 8 of her points in the second half, getting it done from long range and attacking the basket. A little pull-up jump shot. Mair-Jackson combo. 20 points for the Blue Devils.
6:40 remaining in this one. What a turnaround. Jackson, all 8 of those points coming here in the second half.
What do you think the message was at halftime, Dean, as you see Demon Deacons lay one in? Kaia Harrison.
Well, for sure, it continued to be disruptive defense, but I think attack the basket. And then if it's not there, kick it out. They've been attacking the basket at will, and Okananwa will get the and one.
Yep, because they didn't go to the free throw line in the first half. I mean, that's for them, that's just out of the box. You see Oluchi Okananwa, the freshman, a little pump fake, gets it to go, gets herself to the free throw line. What she does in only 22 minutes a game, just amazing.
Was that close, Coach, to what they may have said? A little bit?
I think you are. I think you are. I mean,
wow.
You think about a team that comes out. You're very good at this. A team that comes out of the, on their home court. And would you say they come out sluggish and unfocused, or not locked in? That's what we say nowadays, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't locked in. And what a different team in the second half.
Totally. And that's led to a different Kara Lawson, and on down it goes. The team wearing the white uniform has been outstanding. Scruggs, good cross-court pass. That's a nice 3 from Williams.
Great look by Scruggs, the inside and opposite. Elise Williams needed that bucket. We talked about her. She's from Raleigh. She's a junior. She played at Wakefield High School. She's coming off that double-double. She's really starting to play well. She hasn't been able to get good looks at the basket because of Duke's defense.
Mair, nice pass. Donovan, Cable, Okananwa, short. Rebound, Donovan, and Donovan is fouled.
Nice extra pass on that possession to an open shooter. How about Donovan working the boards?
She's unbelievable.
7 rebounds on the evening. 8 points, 7 rebounds. She affects the game in so many ways, and only a freshman, Dean. Both Donovan and Okananwa on ESPN's top impact freshman list. What an impact they've made for the Blue Devils early in their careers. Okananwa with her 12th point. She just does it so quietly.
Donovan, I want to watch her in the weight room. Like, I mean, her arms aren't huge, but I see her benching like 300 and squatting 600. I mean, she's just so strong.
Well, she's so long, so it enables her to defend, you know, 1 through 5. She does a great job. She's really learned footwork defensively in the low post, but she's got like albatross arms, so she's a great shot blocker. Really becoming a very solid defender. 29 blocks on the season, 34 for Emsbo, 26 for Kennedy Brown. That's why Duke's #2 in the country in block shots per game.
Rebound Brown. Brown with a fantastic second half. Cable! Can't quite hit it.
These are the second shot opportunities Duke wasn't getting in the first half either. Cleaning up the offensive glass, Okananwa.
What a handle. Just eliminating players. And Okananwa's in double figures. Ooh, Williams with the air ball. Okananwa drops it. Mair. Picked up by Donovan. Plenty of time. Cable open again. Cable can't find it tonight, normally does.
Such a good three-point shooter, and her teammates know it, and they're looking for her.
Oh, they are. Everybody, when she shoots from the bench, is standing up. You can tell she's well liked.
She's gonna come off this stagger now.
There it is, Cable! Up and in. Great call out, Debbie Taylor.
Great read, great job. I like how Duke shares the ball. They want everybody to be involved. They assist on over 55% of their field goals, their made field goals. There's Harrison. She's been steady all game.
Yeah, big bucket to stop that run.
And a horn set for Duke. Donovan playing the 4. She's got to step to that pass, hold off her defender.
Jump ball is going to bring it back to Wake Forest.
And just look at the athleticism, the crossover, split the defenders, finish at the rim. And then here we go, Emma Cable. She just curls that thing, slips right to the rim and lays it in. And the Blue Devils are firing on all cylinders coming down the stretch in the 4th quarter.
Silky smooth handle from Okananwa. Left her wide open at the basket. And part of the reason she's got 11 points, 4 for 7, 2 for 4 from 3 for Okananwa.
She just creeps into double digits every day, every game, and you just don't even notice it.
Every game. Under 3 minutes remaining. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Kara Lawson. Super Bowl Sunday, and it'll be sold out here at Cameron. Then Virginia Tech, Notre Dame, Syracuse, NC State, and they still have to go back to Chapel Hill.
I mean, what a schedule, and you know, the Duke-Carolina game, always a treat. You know, Virginia Tech came to Cameron, and Georgia Amore got injured, lost that game, so you know they've got to go play in the Castle, and that's going to be a tough one. It is not getting any easier for the Blue Devils.
The ACC is loaded. You and I were breaking it down. If Miami can get hot like they did last year, I think you could see 9 ACC teams make the NCAA tournament.
Duke went down to Miami, and that was it. Miami played great that game. They got contributions from all over everybody. They shot the ball well.
Yeah, you got 5 teams in the top 25. Duke passes every eye test possible, so short of a collapse because of that gauntlet they're in. North Carolina is in.
How about Syracuse?
Syracuse, they're in.
Like a Jack. I mean, she's just coaching up that team. She's got them playing really well.
Yeah, they're in too. And then I think, you know, if Miami can get a couple here or there, they're in. Good cut. Brown there with a rebound. Phenomenal second half. 4 rebounds, 4 points for Brown. Jackson for 3, back of the rim. A rebound for Thomas. It will stay with Duke. Wood's going to come into the game.
And here comes Luann Battison, the freshman from Belgium. She just came over mid-year, number 7. She is, from the little bit we've seen of her, one of the best passers you're going to see. She's just got a knack to pass the ball, tremendous floor vision. So she's just kind of being force-fed Duke basketball right now on the offensive, defensive end. And there's Emma Cable.
There's Battistone from Belgium. Coach Taylor talking about her passing ability. We got a little glimpse of it. Can't remember who that was, but like you said, I mean, just soft one-handed passes, both hands.
Just uncanny vision, but she's got a lot of learning to do. She's got to pick up the defensive schemes, the play calls, the concepts, the basketball language. Like, there's a lot to learn when you come in mid-season, but she's going to be a tremendous asset coming down the stretch.
Great point. Aaliyah McWhorter, the senior from Cincinnati, gets a chance to come in here late for the Demon Deacons. Ooh, wow, that's a hand in the face shot. Virginia Tech with a 4-point lead down the road in Raleigh at Reynolds Coliseum, where you know it's rocking.
It's a big game. Louisville with the win today. They have 2 losses. NC State 2 losses. Virginia Tech 2 losses. It's a big, big battle for first place right now, top of the league.
Yeah, that's a massive game. I'm going to say it again, though. Sunday, North Carolina Duke right here is a massive, massive game.
And it's sold out, Dean. Cameron's going to be rocking.
You think Chad Lattman can get us in or no?
Maybe he can get us some tickets. I don't have to ask.
I feel like he said no, and I didn't even hear it.
Luann, back-to-back free throws.
A 21-point lead. Ripped out of there. Battistone's going to be good, Debbie.
She's just got to keep learning, and with these games that Duke has coming up, and without Vanessa De Jesus, they've had some players really step in, and T. Mair's done a tremendous job at point, but you need a backup point guard. Those are the kind of things, though, right there. She's just U.S. basketball is a little different. Basketball overseas and coming into a new program, there's a big learning curve, but she's going to be a good one.
Duke going the other way. Mair with 17, Okananwa with 11. They're in double figures. Wake Forest has Harrison and Conley sitting with 9. Oh, what a pass. You talked about her unbelievable vision. What a pass by the freshman from Belgium.
She sees the game in slow motion, and she knows where all her teammates are at all times. Beautiful feed as we come down the wire here.
Oh, that's going to wrap it up. It was 27-20 at the half with Wake Forest leading, but a dominant second half from the Duke Blue Devils. Your final score, Duke 69, Wake 46.
Blue Devils get their 8th